Hey everybody! Welcome back to Northernlion Plays Prison Architect, Episode 1, Post-Fire. That's okay, don't worry about it. We're going to continue onwards here. I'm just gonna let the prison run as it is. We just had an influx of new prisoners. They seem to be adjusting pretty well, but I'm tempted to see, or it's probably smart of me to see, if all of them are actually going to be fed. We'll also look at our needs. Food and sleep are up there. Freedom, it's relatively low. Hygiene, well, you know, during free time you can take a shower if you want to. I mean, that's really up to you. If your number one need is hygiene, then get that sorted out. We have 3 shower blocks now. The new one just opened up, so, you know, it's never been a better time to take a shower inside of our prison. I'm just gonna close this for a second. Sorry, locked shut. Yeah, there is a wall there. Alright, we'll put that back on normal then. So we still have room for another 33 prisoners. That is, you know, pretty much a 50% increase in the amount of prisoners we have in our capacity right now. Okay, let's take a look. Why did 4 people not eat? Some people need sleep, but that's going to be taken care of. Some people need recreation, but that's fine. How many people have serious complaints? 7, but 26 say they're well treated. Okay, I'm very happy with this, actually. I am content. It should be sleep time now. We may want to hire 1 more cook. Maybe even 2. Let's do 2 more cooks. Because this kitchen is pretty far away from the actual deliveries area. So I think this will speed up the rate at which people can find... Or people can make food, basically. The rate at which our chefs can make food. Also, it makes sense to me to demolish this wall. And as a result, we'll have an extra hallway coming down here that should be very easy to kind of just take care of. This should not be a fence. This should be a wall. So after all the utilities get in, we'll build a wall here. And then we'll start putting some more areas over here. And we should definitely start with a workshop. We'll have to make sure that it's secure, so there's going to have to be some, you know, some serious metal detecting going on in there. But we can do that. And then we can start exporting stuff. I've never really messed around with that, but by the time we start messing around with that, we'll probably be roughly at the point at which I can read comments for these episodes and get it figured out anyway. So that's fine by me. We should also deck out our yard a little bit. Looks a little crummy right now. Let's take the opportunity to do that, just so everybody's happy, you know? And we can actually put, like, another jail door here. Again, just to speed up the rate at which, you know, our prisoners can actually get into the yard. It's a little bit like Banished, you know? It's kind of some supply chain management stuff. You want to make sure that you're making it as efficient as possible for people to get where they need to go. So phone booths are 300 each. Put, like, 1 every other tile here for now. I mean, it's expensive, man. 10 phone booths is what this prison makes in a day. But thank you, taxpayers, for your delicious grant money, which is making it possible for me to sustain my growth, despite the fact that, I mean, the business is profitable, but it's only profitable because of the grants in the first place. So we have a lot of staff members resting because they're exhausted, which to me makes perfect sense. 15 prisoners arriving in 2 hours. I am excited to experience some new prisoner bios. My favorite. Let's build some brick walls here. One of the reasons we're not making so much money also probably is because my staff costs have gone way up. I've hired 4 more workmen. I've hired 3 more chefs. Could probably do with some more janitors as well. But for now, I feel okay about things. We're still making money and the prison's running well, so, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now we'll see if prisoners eat more. Okay. More prisoners arriving. Aaron the Teddy Bear Keeper Smith. Aaron the Teddy Bear Keeper Smith, keeper of the legendary Teddy Bear Bill, sends to 6 years for possession of Teddy Bear, I guess. 4 years for aggravated vehicle theft. Joel Flower Forrest. He loves nature and throws flowers at people. 6 years for multiple crimes, including kidnapping. Probably less the flowers, more the kidnapping that got you in jail. Dean 7 Iron McCabe. McCabe bludgeoned 3 fellow golfers to death after one sneezed while he was putting for the club record score. He missed. No one would own up, so he killed all 3. That's some serious stuff, Dean. You beat him to death with a 7 iron even though you had the putter in your hands? Did your caddy recommend it? Yervin A. Lamau. Born and raised in the streets of Detroit by a group of wild... I don't know if I want to read this one. You know what? Welcome to the prison, my friend. 1 year for joyriding. Okay, let's... Oh, we got another plainclothes person here. Alexander Xander Henderson. Henderson was a mild-mannered... Wait a minute. We had this guy in our prison before. Did we transfer him out or something? Snapped after being asked for the upteenth time to explain why 3x minus 9 equals 0 implies that x equals 3 in a calculus class. Yeah, we've seen him before. Alright, I can't speak Spanish. Rodrigo Yubao DH Faria de Mata. I'm not gonna actually say what this is, just in case it's terribly offensive, but I see League of Legends, GTA, and Saints Row, Payday 2. I mean, I'm pretty sure, you know, you can't be arrested for liking those games. Must be something serious. Andrew the Mild Salsa Imyao. Lived a good life, got locked up for burning down bridges. Well, you're only... Oh, you are 60. My God. Maybe the oldest prisoner we have. And... Oh, here we go. Claudio Case Saftois. Saftoy? I'm not sure. A hacker from the future charged with simultaneously cracking the FBI, the CIA, Interpol, the Pentagon, and Walmart, getting a whole lot of shipping orders mixed up. Traveled to the past to escape, but was arrested for public nudity on arrival. Also, 2 murders, apparently. 2 manslaughter charges. Nah, maybe not necessarily murder. Could be like criminal negligence causing death or something. Brick walls are almost done production here. So we will decide what the heck we're going to build. We have 8 prisoners arriving. We can still sustain 8 more prisoners. Alright, this wing is done now. So what kind of rooms do we still need? We need a big workshop, in my opinion. We could also still use a security room, and an armory, and a kennel, and exports. I honestly don't know what exports are used for. But I think it's to export things that we make in our workshop. So I say we make a big workshop, but I need to look at something in our programs first. Yeah, everything's looking relatively okay. Programs. If we look at our workshop safety induction, led by a foreman in a workshop, 2 hours per session. Each prisoner requires a workshop saw. It's voluntary, practical, and easy. So we're going to do this, but we need a lot of workshop saws. How big is a workshop saw? It's here. You know, it's pretty big. And we're going to want 10 of them inside of our inside of what is basically a classroom. So let's just do like, I don't know if this is facing the right way. I don't think it really matters though. You can't even rotate it, so why can't I rotate it? Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if we're gonna do a carpentry apprenticeship, what do we need? Each prisoner needs a carpenter's table. How many placements? Only 5 placements. So we'll make like 5 carpenter's tables. These are pretty big as well. Why these can't be rotated is beyond me. Carpenter's table. Rotate. It won't rotate, man. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, did I just place one down here? We don't need a carpenter's table there. We're gonna need a press for something. You know, I'll just put 5 presses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll you know what, let's put 10 presses in there. Why not have a huge workshop? 2, 3, 4, 5. So this was an exceptionally expensive area for us. In fact, I'm just hoping that I haven't completely screwed over my whole prison economy here. Put like a door there. And we're definitely going to want a metal detector on this one, because this is going to be a busy area. Lots of potential, you know, it's fraught with danger, let's put it that way. But once this workshop is done, I'm pretty sure that we'll be able to start making money as a result of it. If not, we can just, you know, basically let the game run for a few days and get our money back. But there's probably like some grants that I can take, or I can take a loan from the government or something. We haven't completed governmental security ratings, but once we do, what can we get? Not that much, actually. There's not that many grants left. Cell block D, raise prisoner capacity to 200. That's something we'll look at. But for now, I don't think it's super necessary. And maybe not even a good use of our time. So we're going to stack like this. And then just across. Because we don't really need to... I think if we build upwards, it is going to cost us even more money. Once this workshop gets going, we'll start scheduling some workshop sessions. And we'll see if we can actually finish one of these grants. Is there a grant for, like, workshop safety? Prison manufacturing? It takes us a little bit longer than that. Alright, when it's lunchtime, prisoners are mostly being fed. 29 prisoners say they're well treated. 6 prisoners have serious complaints. This isn't so bad right now. This part of the yard sucks. You guys should really move out a little bit. We might want to install, actually, a large jail door that doesn't make any sense there. Look at the size of this yard, and everyone just wants to huddle around the doors. It's like Recess all over again. Not the TV show, the concept. Oh, I looked at it, and when zoomed out, I was like, are we using literally 0 power? But no, we have a lot of power left, which is good. Let's see what our grade is like now. What's our reoffending rate? 38%, getting a little bit better. We've only had 1 escape. Let's be honest, that could be worse. We're gonna go faster here. Revolt risk still basically 0. Like a third of our prisoners, and growing sometimes, are very happy to be in this prison. That makes me feel very good. That makes me feel like I did a good job. So let's deck this out as a workshop. And this is it's a moment, you know. It could go terribly wrong. It's a big workshop. And I don't know if we need like another storage room maybe right next to it. Failed because it doesn't have a table. Kidding me? We'll put a table down here. Don't get your fingers too close though. Like we might need to have another storage room because these guys are going to produce a lot of tools. Or they're going to produce a lot of waste products. Logs. I'm not totally sure. But there is a storage room up here. Probably makes more sense to have it closer, but whatever. Yeah, we'll see. I also want to make sure everyone's getting fed because we did just add new prisoners. Just install the table so I know that this room actually works. Oh, what the heck? Our power went out. Switch on. Switch on. Switch on. Are you... Maybe I don't have enough capacitors to handle all the power that's going to be going to our workshop. Switch on. Switch on. 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 Maybe like a on, I was thinking. And perhaps maybe like an on here. And then switch on. Oh, it's... Yeah, it's at like peak power. Okay. Build walls here. Destroy walls here. And then we should be able to build some... yeah, people are not going to be pleased with this. This is high priority stuff, guys. Get on it, please. People are probably going to start to be displeased. This is going to be a bad day for our prison. It's alright, just because, you know, people survived in the years before power, so... You know, there were prisons back in the Middle Ages. Let's get these capacitors installed as quickly as possible. And hopefully, I mean, maybe this is why you shouldn't build a workshop that huge from the get-go. More capacitors, please. And also, maybe you could finish installing that wall. You know, the wall that's going to keep the prisoners from escaping. Well, there's our second capacitor. I don't want to do it yet. This is a scary time to be me. Come on, install that last capacitor. Thank you. Alright. On. On. I don't think... Well, I shouldn't say I don't think. I don't know if you have to do this, but I figured, you know, better safe than sorry. On. 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 I didn't think, you know, installing a factory in our prison would, take up that much more power, officer, I swear. I don't even know if this capacitor helps us. If it does, sure. I'm glad to have it. On. On. And... on. Ah, we're running. We're back up here. It was scary momentarily, but we're back. All right, we got 8 more prisoners coming, and we can keep another 10 going after that. Utilities, electrical cable. Here, that should do it. We're also going to need to actually schedule a time for that. So let's just go to programs and get workshop safety induction started. There we go. 16 interested. That should start up tomorrow. I mean, we can only hold 10, but it's a start. 2 prisoners due for release soon. That's good. We started to encounter some issues with our prison. We're going to need a new generator soon. I think we're pretty much at max capacity with this one. And we're making money, but we could be making more. Let me look at my finances while we've got stuff going on here. Staff wages. Not that expensive. Oh, because it's... Yeah, we're spending a lot on staff wages. Taxes not that bad, I guess. It's okay. I guess the more time goes on, the more we'll make... Because you get a bonus for days without incident. Okay, that's why our income went bad, or went so poorly once we had that fire and that death. Makes a lot of sense. Alright, prisoners arriving in about an hour and a half here. I like the split we've got going here. It seems like roughly a third of prisoners are going to each area, or each shower, I should say. Maybe slightly fewer over here, but that's because we haven't had this area completely decked out yet. Danger level's low. Yeah, more prisoners feel good than bad. They feel well treated as opposed to, you know, malnourished. All right, we had 8 more prisoners coming. 20 years for arson. Nick the Quick Kicks. Good with the stick. Nicknamed after his notorious crimes, which included publicly pooping on the sidewalk and robbing local corner stores for some Trident layers, the Quick ran away from several different police foot chases and ended up at a 7-Eleven. Okay. Lots of boring crimes here, like manslaughter. Gates Ostragus Lee, having compromised his last assignment, Agent 2-115, or is that Lee? Agent Lee 115? I'm not sure. Anyway, is currently working on a new undercover identity. As one of the best agents in the service, he is known to be very convincing. Will Diamond Slayer Prinitz was working at a jewelry store when a customer came in and wanted a discount. He lost it, grabbed a diamond, and slit the customer's throat open. Security came to calm him down, but he continued to kill until he was shot in the A double dollar signs by the SWAT team. The A double dollars signs. And then this guy has got his own truck. Lucky you. So I am interested to see if our workshop actually functions after I've spent like $50,000 on it. We'll have another day of prisoner intake, which we can afford as well. Everybody is super happy to be in the prison today. And we're just going to see if, now the work time starts, if we can actually get this going. Do we have a foreman? Our foreman is here. How many people are going to come down to our workshop here? You know, we need to have a guard station in this area. Why are you all the way over here? Because it's like, there's no doors in between? Fair enough. You know what? We'll install a door here just to block off the patrol route and make it easier. Because, yeah, having no guards down here, that's not going to do too much considering we have a workshop. Yeah, now you can't even stay here. Now you got to go to solitary confinement, you big old jerk. I wanted to train you, but instead you had to be a dongle about it. Why even bring your spoon to the workshop? I'm not teaching you how to make pudding or something. Go to the kitchen food safety course. Now we can put a guard here. We may need to hire one. I'm not sure. Yeah, he's just standing here. That's pretty much what I want. Okay. Well, that went relatively well for day 1, I'd say. Can't really afford to build too much now because of our, you know, crippling, impending potential debt. Days without incident, it's going up a little bit. Making $5,000 a day. $5,000 a day is like 5 new cells a day. But we could probably do better if we just took a loan from the government. Or if we sold some shares. Our prison, yeah, it's at $250,000. We're making progress. Prisoner needs seem like completely acceptable. I'd like to get to the point where we're making like $10,000 a day. But I think that's going to require us probably like firing staff. We could keep our yard doors open all the time if we wanted to as well, but I don't know if that's the right idea. So we also, you know, to complete this education reform program, which pays us super nicely, we need 5 prisoners to pass the general education course. I'm not sure if we can actually do that. We only have 3 interested and qualified. I'm not sure if we can actually start that yet. We'll wait until we see if more people pass the one that happens this year, or this session, I guess I should say. And we're getting, you know, dangerously close to our prison having been open for a month. It's exciting. It's gone relatively well, except for the fire and that one prisoner who died. It's hard, man. Life's hard. So we will need to build an armory, because, you know, that's kind of what I'm here for. Assign 2 handlers to a dog patrol. Does that require us to build, like, a kennel first? We need a 5x5, enclosed by walls and doors, with a dog crate on it. Well, we need some cash, so I say we try to get this done quickly. Let's put our kennel in here. We'll just make it 5x5. Because we don't really need any extra security right now. We'll put... This is going to mess with our prison a little bit, because our hallways are going to be all jacked up. But that's okay. We need 15,000. It might cost us nearly 15,000 to get it done, but if it lets us get another grant soon, that's important. Dog crates. I think it gives us probably a dog. So I'm going to say that we put 2 of these down here. And a staff door. And then we'll hire 2 dog handlers. And that'll at least fulfill the kennel part. And then we'll need an armory and 2 armed guards on patrol. And I think I'm just going to put the armed guards on patrol outside, like by our garbage and delivery, just so that if prisoners... The only time the prisoners will ever come in contact with armed guards is if the prisoners are actively trying to escape. Seems like an okay idea for me. I think I read that on the Prison Architect subreddit as, like, you know, the way that you should handle it. Just to make sure that they don't end up being super suppressed. Solitary's holding up fine. Do we have one more wall to build here? Thank you. Good, the kennel should be done. There we go. And we'll make sure we assign 2 dog handlers. $150 a day, jeez. And they need to be on dog patrol. So that'll be like deployment, dog patrols. Put like 1 dog. Woof woof. And then we'll make like another patrol that goes like this, and this, and this, and we'll say, you know, woof woof. I still haven't gotten the hang of patrols, really. But this one seems to have worked. All I needed to do was on pause it to make it function properly. Lots of people bringing illegal contraband in. Should really, like, crack down on the regime here. So we've got too much illegal stuff going on in our prison. Who would have thought? Alright, last thing I'm going to do, we need 2 armed guards. To hire armed guards, I don't know if we need an armory. Each armed guard requires his own locker in the armory. Boom. Sorted. We do need an armory. So we'll build that. Indoors weapon rack, guard locker, table. You know what? I don't know how big that has to be. We'll make it out to be this big, just in case. And then if things go terribly wrong, at least we can hire more armed guards in the future. Although I really, really doubt it's going to be an issue. And we'll make sure there's a staff door here. Probably should be stronger, but what do we need again? Weapon rack, guard locker, table. Table's easy. Just pop that down like right here. Weapon locker. Excuse me? I'm looking here. Guard locker, there we go. And weapon rack, I see it. So we'll put, you know, 3 of those down. I don't think you need a weapon rack per guard. So it's expensive, but it's going to help us get our grants here, which allows us to get more grants in the future, which is probably one of the ways that I reach financial solvency here after spending way too much on our workshop. But maybe eventually the workshop ends up being good for us. And we could build like a small storage room right next to our workshop if we wanted to. Maybe not even a small workshop, maybe a large workshop. And now we can hire 2 armed guards, which is going to cost us some money. $350 a day. Good God. Is this even worth the grant? And then we'll have our patrols. We're up down to $1,000 here. Jesus. Armed patrols. I'm going to put you, like, here. One here. And one here. There we go. Alright, our 2 armed guards will patrol outside, and we've... What do you mean assign 2 dog handlers to a dog patrol isn't finished? We very specifically had that. Are the dogs sleeping or something? Why are there so many dogs out here? Oh, so one is doing it right now. What's the second one? He's freaking asleep or something. Wake up. You're gonna get fired. So this will complete presumably at some point in the next day or so. So we're almost gonna reach prisoner capacity tomorrow. I'm excited about the possibility of this, but also, you know, finance is not looking amazing. Hey, there's our grant completed. Finance is now looking a lot better. Do we need another storage room? Or do we need like an export room for these? To do. Store log in table. Or... Oh, the dog found somebody with illegal contraband. Like, I don't know what happens down here. This is what happened to me in my other game, is that the logs just started stacking down here. To do. Store log in table. Is the table just like, it's full? I have no idea. That being said, everybody in our prison is relatively happy. We got new prisoners arriving. Let's make sure to look at their bios. But also, let's turn off new prisoner intake. Okay. What do we have here? James Rails Dorn, a man of few words, often cold eyes, and a mischievous smile. James Dorn was by his own choice a born railroader, so he decided to show off and borrow a train from Washington, D.C. to New York to try to prove his worth. It didn't go so well. Man, his 16 years in prison. 22 years. 17 years. Boring crimes. Boring crimes. Patrick Wedgie. After dropping out of school, Patrick turned to selling weed and used underwear too. Although profitable and somewhat safe, he took it to the extreme when he was starting to manufacture panty dispensers and installing them on college campuses. Al Fingers Lindsay. This sounds like the opening words to 50 Shades of Grey. A dangerous individual with an insatiable greed for contraband guitars and outlawed studio gear. 17 years for arson. Welcome. Andrew Knight, nothing special there. Well, I'm getting addicted to the game, so I gotta manually take a step back and say, hey, thanks for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the episodes. I'll probably do one more here before I have a chance to read the comments, just because I'm having so much fun right now. So if I don't figure out a solution to this log problem, I apologize. Solution to your log problem might just be more toilets. But again, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more Prison Architect in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.